All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. So today what I wanted to do was talk about sailing, and since we have the information coming up in the global labs that the new guild Dreadnought is coming out, so basically it's a new guild ship and all the stats have been released, I figured some people might get interested in ocean content. And so what we're going to be doing is a little bit of sailing and bartering. Well, actually, I just want some sea coins today, so that's what we're going to be doing. Some hock of en route and then back and see if we can make some profit. But with that said, what I wanted to do was give you guys like some tips and stuff on how to get a Carrack and what you should do. So even if you aren't sailing now, these things might be useful. Some tips that I did back in the day to like invest in some nodes, get some like workshops running, and so by the time you actually get to that point, you'll be there. So yeah, but before we do that, as you always, while the event lasts, you guys have been very generous and have been sending me a lot of those what are these Valentines Gifts thingies. So as always, to show my support and appreciation, I like to send them back on video so you guys can see the date. And basically every day since the Valentine's event's going on, I've been sending them back. If you send them to me, I will return it 100%. And so yeah, with all the materials that we get, I'll be doing a large enhancing video whenever the Wusa or Megu Awakening comes out. We'll make a black star and then just start enhancing it from there. But with that said, always appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for all the support. And hopefully my videos continue to get better, and that's what I strive for every day, helping newer players or returning players get better. And I know this game has a lot of information and is very confusing, so that's why I try to help. Anyway, with that said, let's go. All right, hold up. Let's open the mail and do this. I actually don't mind doing it. I think it's pretty interesting, so. The only thing I'm worried about is spelling someone's name wrong when they went above and beyond sending gifts. All right. One thing I wish they could do is you could just highlight, copy, paste from there, but you cannot. Also, shout out to all of you who have easy names to send back. You guys are the real MVPs. So it's funny seeing people's character names. Also, if you guys send them, by the way, just join the Discord so I could match name to who you actually are. If you don't, or if you just want to, that would be awesome. Always love to say thank you to you directly. Let me guess, you are a witch main. I could be completely off, but I like to guess people's classes just by their character names. Some people like having lore-friendly ones. Let me guess, you're a lawn main. Also, yeah, I do appreciate it. You guys get, like, what is it? I think we all get 3 of them. And so the fact that you sent them to me, always appreciate it. Much love. The worst thing you can get from these boxes is those 1 hour Mount XP scrolls. I feel like I've seen this name before. You probably are a mystic main. Just wild curiosity. All right, cool, done for today. We got 20 boxes. What do we get? I would love Capra Stones or Memfrags. That would be fantastic. Oh no, we got a horse scroll. Feels bad. Maybe one day they'll be relevant, all these horse scrolls. But yeah, we'll do an enhancing video at some point and get it all sorted. So whenever, I think, hopefully Wusa comes out first, because that class has been out for a lot longer. And so, yeah, these are from the previous years, the cacao chocolate things. And I think they have the newer one now, which is the dark chocolate, which just gives energy, which I think is a lot nicer overall than the previous year's chocolate. But with that said, let's go sailing. So, I have actually spent quite a bit of time, not in recently, but I've spent some time getting my Carrack, and I'll try to give you guys tips on what to do. So, how do you get into sailing and bartering? So what you would do, it's 2023. Back in the day, to get your first ship, you would have to do daily quests in Portaferia. Nowadays, what I would recommend to all of you is go to the ship registration on the market and see if you can put an order on a sailboat or frigate. Before you do that, though, I would highly recommend like doing a little bit of research and picking out like what your end goal of what ship you want is, because the sailboat eventually they all go to Carrack, but then the branch off of it would be from sailboat is like balance and advanced. Balance is a mix of weight and speed. Advanced, I think, is I don't actually know what advance is, to be honest. It's more like damage or something. But frigate goes to Valor and Volanti. Valor is the more damage boat, so that's the one I have. And then the Volanti is a speed boat. So overall, I don't think there are any bad ones. They are just different in terms of what you want to do with them. So if you have no idea what to do, feel free to leave it in the comments and be like, hey, this is what I plan on doing with my boat. Help me pick like a direction, how I should go about it. But either way, it's a big commitment to either one. And I personally would go either the Volante or Valor if you're doing dailies, or you want to do like sea monster hunting and stuff, because you'll do more damage and you'll be faster. But if you just like bartering and the PvE side of it, well, I guess you can do them all with either, so it's not like a big deal. If you like bartering and just want to have a lot of weight, I would probably go balance. But I don't actually know too much about the sailboat route. I just know more of the frigate ones, which is a lot more expensive. But either way, I don't think there's a wrong answer. You just pick the one that works for you. So how do we do this? So I have some tier 5 materials. What we're gonna do is get some sea coins, and let's see, we need a, you know what, hold on. What I like to do is do like the double barter. So basically you turn in tier 1 materials for tier 2, 2 to 3, and so on. And the end goal is to basically get all the expensive ones and then go from there. Okay, so we need another one of these, and let's take a dragon. Wait, hold up. Okay, so that's my weight, and let's see. All right. Yeah, this is the Valor, and ideally, okay, so let me give you a story on how I went about choosing my boat. So back in the day, there wasn't any, like, they didn't have the naval fame in this game. So basically fame, or not, naval karma, or naval fame, whatever you want to, is basically karma. So the idea when I started this was I want to do boat PvP because I thought that was cool. So before naval fame came out, what would we do? Some of my friends that also had Carracks, we would just go out into the middle of the ocean somewhere and then just like fire on each other's boats, and then we would tell each other like when our boat was at like 10-15%, so we don't sink each other, and then we just go repair and then keep doing that. That was the fun part of it, and then going on races and everything. And then because they wanted to make it like safer in the ocean for people who like to go red, I think there always should be a penalty for red players, but I think the penalties right now for going red in like even on your character or on boat is very extreme, to the point where I think they should like ease up on that. Like obviously there should be penalties for griefing and all that stuff, but right now it's just very extreme to the point where it basically killed off all boat PvP. And I just hope one day they add a system where it's like you could challenge your friends to a duel or something, or have a separate arena in the ocean where you could just fire off on each other and then there's no like penalties for it. I think that would be cool. That's one reason why I got my Valor. It's mostly just because I wanted to do sea monster hunting faster, and then like the Valor's like more damage. But overall, ever since they added like naval fame, I just really stopped caring because no point. So anyway, what we're gonna be doing is going down here, going the Hakoven route, getting some sea coins, and then coming back. But if you are new, I do have a video that I plan on doing an updated version of, like a guide on how to get a Carrack and what you should do like starting now. And so I guess in this video we'll talk about like the basics of it, and in another video we'll go into more detail on how you go about doing everything. So as I said earlier, you have to like start with the sailboat or frigate, and then you just ultimately I love the invincibility when it does that. I wish that's something they should remove as well, the invincibility when a boat appears or anything. Oh my god, that's so loud. Why? Okay, we'll get this one. Easy. Why is that so loud though? So anyway, after you have your boat picked out, what you would do is basically go do dailies. So here's one tip I could give you guys, whether you're free to play or have a lot of storage space in towns. Separate bartering from like sailing materials. So for example, for me, I use Ilia Island for a lot of barter materials, and then all of these are just literally bartering. And I use Port Euphoria for sailing materials, so like all of these to upgrade your boat. And a lot of these are just nodes connected, but like a lot of these things are used for boat upgrades. It takes up a lot of slots, and especially if you're a newer player and don't have or don't want to pay for them, Yeah, it would be good to separate two different storages. I would also probably recommend using Encanto because zero shot, most people even use this one. And so, yeah, that's one thing. Separate bartering from sailing. Now, if your ultimate goal is to eventually get a Carrack, there are dailies you have to do. So one thing I would recommend is starting to pick up these 4 nodes right here. So the Alnaha, the Racid, and Tinbera, and I think this one. So these 4 nodes have excavation ones on it, right? And it allows you to get Starlight Powder and blueprints. And what those allow you to do is once you have a Carrack, it allows you to get these things. And you need these to make blue Carrack gear. And the Starlight Powder is used to make the enhancing materials, like, for example, blackstones or whatever. And it upgrades the blue gear. So you want to have them early on, because if you start once you already have a Carrack, you're going to be bottlenecked by the materials. And so you might want to start setting those nodes up early on. It is kind of a lot of CP, but I think overall it is worth it to have those set up. Like, I would say, well, I guess as soon as possible if you have extra CP laying around. And one thing you're going to have to do is probably, I would recommend having a separate sailing character from your main, because I thought when I first started I would just do everything on my main, no big deal. But then over time, as I played this game, I realized that there are some life skills that I just want to have on another character, and sailing is definitely one of them. Because obviously, let's say you are out in Kama Sylvia or something, down in the bottom of the map, right? And then you feel like sailing and you're just all the way out here. So it's good to have another character set up just for that. And so the only bad thing is you're probably going to have to get some extra life skill gear, and then like at least one of the mono sailing ones. I should actually, oh my god, hold up. I'll go buy this eventually. I'm not in a rush for it. I don't sail enough for it to matter. But yeah, have a different character for sailing and bartering, and then you'll be good to go. And you'll figure all this out eventually. But yeah, on Aquila Island, you usually want to park your character over there, do the quest daily. And so what those give are materials to, like, you're gonna have to do it about like 30 to 40 days, I believe. I don't know if they made it easier, but it's roughly about 30 days of dailies, assuming you don't spend your C coins to skip a few days. And trust me when I say your C coin counter is going to be important later on, because you're going to need it to get green gear, and then you have to enhance that green gear, and then you have to get it to +10 to turn it into blue boat gear. And so that's just kind of a huge pain, which I actually think I should probably start getting my blue boat gear to +10 at some point. I'm close to getting another blue one that I'll have to enhance at some point, but a lot of things to do out in the meantime. Let's see. If you are a beginner at sailing, what are things you should know? So in other games, there are people who are, okay, so like in other games that have sailing, usually you don't have to worry too much about wind currents and everything, but this game you do. If you look over at the bottom where you see like the wind and water, oh god, that's a NPC boat. I was like, why are you turning like that? So yeah, so what you have to do is basically, if you see, it'll be like the same color as like gear, so white, green, blue, yellow, orange, and red, or something like that. And basically, the lower the number, the better down here. And so there are actually directions where sailing is a lot easier, and you kind of have to, you just learn those over time. And so like it doesn't really matter when you're out like on the easy parts of the land, but once you start getting into the ocean, like Margoria. So basically everything past like up here, past the Crya, I guess that line, it would be considered Margoria or the Ross Sea. And everywhere out here, this is where like the dangerous sea monster stuff happens. As I like literally crashed my boat into that while I was explaining something. It's all good. Oh yeah, and then you have to worry about sailing and all that, or what is it? These things, sailors. So a lot of people have asked me what I think are the best sailors. And so when you have your first boat, whether it's a sailboat or frigate, the one thing that has always bothered me personally was having like turn speed. So for example, this is my boat. Obviously it's not the best, but I value turn speed over like normal acceleration speed. And because like I could do things like this and just like hard turn and then it'll turn. But like if you've ever driven like the frigate or something and you have to like really mouse move that, like hard swing your mouse to make a turn, that is actually obnoxious. So I personally value 10 confident sailors, which are they prioritize awareness. And basically like you can hover over the tooltip and it'll tell you like what it increases, but I wish they would just straight up have it. So like, you know, okay, so this is speed, acceleration, turn, and brake. And then these are the same things, but it's just different words. And you just have to hover over the tooltip to figure it out. But anyway, yeah, turn speed is something I prioritize. Also because back in the day when I was PvPing with my friends on the boat, or, well, sort of PvPing, assuming both people know how to actually boat PvP. So here's how it works. Like if you hold E or Q, you can directional turn and then fire like your cannons like that. So you could more or less start aiming, and then like once people get better at it, you could like have that, and then when you start turning, that's where like everything changes. Once PvP on boat, it's kind of fun. It's just it's kind of dead content, all because of naval fame. Fire on another person's boat one time and just like it tanks your fame, and that's, you don't want that. So yeah, I hope one day, especially with the new region, because a lot of people are probably going to be wondering how do you even get over here to Port Rat, because this is, I believe this is where the new region is going to be in a few months. So yeah, start learning how to get yourself to Port Rat. I do believe there's probably going to be a quest line at some point, and like they're not just gonna make people boat to Port Rat on day one. I think there's gonna be a quest that just lets you go through the well and like the whole Magnus thing, and then just like immediately you're popped up at Port Rat. So I feel like that's how it's gonna work. But yeah, should be easy. Got some more gifts. Shy Panda. I wonder what kind of main you play. Also, for the record, guys, I don't know how many of you actually use your friends list in this game. I can assure you that I really don't. So you know how it sends you like one of those friend request things? If you delete me, trust me when I say I won't be upset at all. I wish, this is one thing I actually have talked about before and I've given feedback, is I wish they would make the friends list in this game more like useful, like literally every other game. Because as you guys know, in Black Desert, most of the stuff you do in this game is solo. And if there's any group stuff like Node Wars, PvP and stuff, everyone's just on Discord anyway, so chances are there's like no need to even add people, to the point where you just like if you need someone, just ping them on Discord or something. And that's myself included. So if you want to ask me questions, obviously just leave it in the comments on my YouTube, follow me on social media. I think Twitter is probably one of the better ones, Twitter or Discord. Just join either of those, follow me, and if you need to reach me for any questions, that's probably the way to go. And if you ever send me a message in game, chances are I'm probably AFK. So there's nothing personal, I'm just AFK. If you need me, Discord's probably the way to go. So yeah. We made it to Hakoven. Let's see. Let me open these or driving. 40, 50, Capris. Let's go. I like fail stacks. You know what's funny? Like, I don't really get a lot of them from these boxes, but just by like playing seasoned characters, and this is my enhancing character. Look at all these like 40s, 30s, and then like all these other stacks that I got. And they just keep piling up from events. You go to like a world boss and get like a 30 and 40 stack, and then add that along with a lot of the other events, and you just get a lot of stacks that you don't use. So yeah, whenever I get a chance to enhance again, we're doing that. Okay, so this is how we do a lot of bartering. I'm probably not going to go back out here again today. So here's how it works. You do bartering, you get 150 total points a day, right? And then if you do that, you do this. And if you're looking to get a Carrack, make sure to do your ship material refreshes every day. And you don't want to like refresh off cooldown, but you want to make sure to at least do your ship refreshes every day. What we are looking for is high amounts of sea coins, which is something we want. So like if you do it while it's not on cooldown, which is every 4 hours, you can instant refresh it, but it'll cost more than if you waited for it and you save some points. If you are actually hard pushing for like your first boat or something, you really kind of want to wait until cooldown, because the like parley recommendations are actually pretty close. So make sure to do your ship material refreshes daily. They added this like 2 or 3 years ago, but it made getting a Carrack a lot easier. But for me, like I'm probably not coming back to the ocean again today. So we'll take that. It's not bad. See that turn? That's so clean. You can't do that without like I don't know what the I don't know if there's like breakpoints or anything with it, but I just feel like having turn speed is like very important for boating over just regular speed. Okay, so let me see. We need a caterpillar, octagon, and wine. Do we have those? Wine, octagon. We do not have it. Wait, hold up. Yeah, we do have a caterpillar. Nice, we got them all. But yeah, basically this is sailing in a nutshell. If you are doing it like hardcore, you would be going into the ocean as well. And so basically you go from here, you start from, this is Aquila's Eye. You would go all the way here and then do this one and then go in counter, or yeah, counterclockwise, do all the ones you can over here and come back and then repeat the cycle. So I've done that multiple times. I have some videos if you want to watch it. They're kind of old, but I mean, like, nothing really in sailing has changed in the past like 5 years. So basically the same. And over time, basically that. So let me see. This is okay. So here's how I do things. Okay, so you look at your materials. You should keep your bartering ones here, and then whatever you have or you're short on, you would go and just find the ones like tier 5 materials and just figure out what you need, and then that's how you pick out what you do. And then there's the bartering tab, which you figure out like what tier of materials you have. So basically tier 1 to 5, and then figure this one out. And when people say money runs in sailing, they mean this. Like, you see how you can do 3 exchanges and then you get these, and these are worth 10 million each, right? So you would do that like with all of these, and then that's like what, 180, 200 mil per Margoria run. All of these, 10 mil times 3, they're all in the ocean, right? Like all of these are these barters over here by these nodes. And so it takes roughly about an hour if you don't really know what you're doing. But if you have, like, if you do this pretty regularly, it's pretty easy. I think one run should probably take you like 30 to 45 minutes, depending on your boat speed. But it used to be good. Like, you would make what, 200 mil an hour just by bartering and is semi AFK. But nowadays in 2023, it's just, it feels so irrelevant just because you just don't need it. So like 200 mil an hour is, I wouldn't say it's the worst, but you could definitely be making more literally doing anything else probably. So that's where I think sailing needs a revamp, and overall we just need to collect more materials, stock up on things, and maybe one day we'll add everything back and get more materials, so you just get these. And one day, like, bartering is very chill. I just don't know how fun it is to watch, that's all. But with that said, I'm probably just gonna wrap up all these barters and then set everything on the boat and go do something else. So I'm gonna head out. Once again, thank you guys so much for all the gifts again. And every day, if we have any, we'll just do them live. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. If you're new to your channel, hit that subscribe button. Would love to see you guys come back. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.